I'll be with you. Be with me in 1 second, guys. Yeah, and just getting loaded up here. We're gonna let me get my mic a little bit closer to me, just to make sure everything's good here. We're gonna cover some of those community meetings. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see both of those community meetings. We did, and we saw those, and I commented on a couple of them, and you saw how that worked out. They were talking about food deserts and this and that. One thing they didn't want to touch on was the crime. Say, I think John is worse than any small hat for not starting the stream on time. Yeah, I'm actually on time. I'm actually early. The stream was supposed to start at 12, and it's 11:58 a.m. this morning. Yo, I tell you, I had to go out to the DMV today. Yo, what the fuck, yo? Diversity for thee. Diversity for thee, man. It just got so fucking frustrating, just the back and forth, the telling you to do one thing, then they tell you to do another, and then they tell you to bring another form down here, and then another form. You're like, what the fuck, yo? Just want to throw your hands up in the air. You're like, what the fuck, yo? It's just, everything gets a little more complicated, and nothing gets better. Things just tend to degrade a little bit, just a little bit. Let me see how many people we have in the chat while we're getting ready here. See Daniel Nixon, what's up? What's up, Daniel Nixon? Let's see what we got here. Stanley's still going over there. Him and the SKC, they go back and forth all the time there. They go back and forth all the time. I don't know how they deal with each other. All that arguing early in the morning, it'd be a little bit too much for me. Nevertheless, let's get started here. We get over onto these community meetings. If I were a new resident here, or even an old resident, I am an old resident here, and I had some expectations that these people were gonna at least address the problem. They may not even solve it, but let's assume they at least would address it. And you'll hear me say, hey, man, you gotta mention the race. You have to mention the race. It's very important. It's very, very important to mention the race, because you can't smear everyone else with the behavior that only one group is doing. That's not fair to everyone else, and it doesn't get you closer to a solution. And so give me 1 second. We're gonna bring up some of these council meetings and see what they had to say for themselves. See what they say. Give me 1 minute. What's up? This is Deacon Dave. Is that the other chat? What chat is this? EAE. I can't tell which chat you guys in sometimes. Maybe Stanley's chat. You never know. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Give me 1 minute. Let me pull up the screen here, just so I can see how everything is looking. What's up, big time? 1 minute. Let me pull up the screen. We're gonna go over some of these community hearings. They said some things rather interesting. I didn't get a chance to react to the first one, so we'll react to both of them, the things that we thought that at least I found interesting. If you didn't get a chance to hear the community hearings, I guess we'll start off with the one from last night and work our way backwards. The one from last night is interesting. I'm going to show you some of the killings that they were talking about, that they were referring to. So they had an MPD commander there, and he he gave his best impersonation of someone in charge there, and he didn't answer many questions, but he did say a couple things. For whatever reason, they didn't have their audio set up the best, and so it wasn't a lot of back and forth. It was more or less a lot of typing in the chat. But they did answer a couple of my questions in the chat there, so we'll get to that. And I think what you'll find is, again, very interesting to hear how these people talk. They use a lot of big words, but they never talk very concretely when it comes to the problems. If there's a race problem, they can speak specifically the white race. If there's discrimination or housing, they say the banks aren't giving us loans. But as it relates to the crime in their neighborhood, they speak very generically there, and I think later on today, depending on if I have time, and I'm going to try my best to make time for it. We have some we have street interviews coming up. We have street interviews coming up. Yep, shit. Give me 1 minute. What the fuck? Give me 1 minute. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Yeah, shit. Damn. What is that? That's not right. That's not right. There it is. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, all right. Yeah, give me a little background music going. You know I have to have that. What's up, Big Time? What's up, Richard? Daniel Nixon, everyone in the audience. Sure, Dolomite. A couple of people may straggle in here at some point. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Shit, what did I lose? Okay. And what did I say? The community meeting from last night. I think I want to start with the one from earlier, the first one. Yeah, I think I want to do that one. What's up, Dolomite? I figured you strolling here at some point, guys. Yeah, hit the like button, hit the like button. I'm very bad at doing that. And let me see if I can get this this community hearing up on the screen here. Yeah, this is the first, I called it Ooga Booga. He's out there spouting that Ooga Booga. And let me pull up the transcript here. And let's see, what in this meeting they were talking about, oh, it's right, they were talking about food. And I think this is we start right here. He's talking about the food.
We suggested the location be Commissioner Keys, the Geraldine apartment, so that's Wheeler and Southern Avenue. Mr. Ross, you had a question or a comment that you wanted to share?
I'm at the
Yeah, thank you. So, I mean, one thing as we talk about health, I think it's important to add food
Okay.
to this list and access, right? So,
now again, most of you people, if you've been watching me show the streams right here, nobody is starving. Nigga, I've got goddamn videos. I got fucking videos, man. Like food giveaways at this motherfucker everywhere. My nigga. Wow, it's pulling up. I'm gonna show you some else. Yo, everywhere, all over this motherfucker. Okay. My electrician just called me, and I gotta show you this food giveaway. This is all over DC, man. It's all over DC. People send me this shit. You seen me on the stream, giving, they give away food and shit, and there's no such fucking thing as a food desert around here. But you let this guy tell it, it's a fucking food desert. It is.
again, I live in Congress Heights. We have one grocery store, the Giant on Alabama. I'm sure if you've been to that Giant, folks know. I mean, the other day they weren't taking.
First out, the nigga line. I'm gonna show you how the nigga line. Grocery stores near me. Grocery stores, Southeast DC. So here's a Safeway. This is the Giant that he's talking about. It's the one he doesn't like, right? He's ghetto, right? Okay, well, here's a Safeway, right? And then here's a Lidl or whatever the fuck that is, right? It's 3 grocery stores, right? I live right in here. I could walk to this grocery store. I could catch a bus to these 2. I could walk here if I really wanted to. These grocery stores are all nearby. Matter of fact, they probably aren't. I wonder how far are they from each other? Giant to Lidl. Giant to Lidl. Directions. I wonder how far that is. It can't be more than a mile. Whatever the fuck. But either way, it can't be more than a mile. You can see where it is right here. This is the Giant. This is the Lidl. There's a bus that takes you to all of these places. It's one bus take you straight from here to here and to here. It's a town center. There are grocery stores, I promise you. There's at least 3. And so these guys went on to say, you know, there's no grocery stores and no this and that.
Cash, you know, it's craziness.
What?
I mean, the other day they weren't taking cash. You know, it's craziness outside of there. The fruits all messed up. Besides that, like on MLK,
Look, he says craziness outside the grocery store. How many of you remember that black lady? It was 2 black women. We interviewed them at Buddy's, street interviews. And they both said that they did not want to shop in the ghettos. In the ghetto, the same Giant. They said they didn't want to shop there because it is security, it's ghetto and shit out there, motherfucker. That's what they said, right? And he wants to focus on other shit, right? You know, but they could solve this problem outside the grocery store. My lovely lady Lisa went there one time. She said, "Oh my God, look how nasty it looks outside." That was before she even went inside. Now, inside the grocery store, once you get past the security, you know, maybe a couple niggas stealing, it's just a grocery store.
we have these carryouts, we have these corner stores, which is fine, but there's nothing healthy to eat. So when we talk about
The grocery store got healthy shit. You just don't like the grocery store because of the environment that the blacks have created in the grocery store. And so I want you to listen to what the commissioner says. He's running for citywide office now.
you know, things going
I just typed in
on,
the chat. What's wrong with the carryouts here?
you know, in the neighborhood, right? Like, folks are hungry. Folks need
These niggas
nutrition.
hungry over here. Y'all niggas ain't seen nobody hungry over here, man. Like, these niggas really ought to fucking quit, bro. They ought to quit that shit. Stop lying, nigga. Stop lying. If you got a fucking grocery store in your neighborhood, there's no excuse to be hungry. There's no excuse. And let me see if I can find him. Where's that food? I had a little video. It was me getting some food in the ghetto, the food desert. Let's see. Where was I getting that food? Food. I know it was food. I know I was getting some free food somewhere. Right? Oh, yeah. There it is. Free food. No. When?
Yeah.
God damn.
At the morning.
I don't really be eating no salad like that and shit.
Yeah, it's
What all they got in there? What's this? I don't want no spring.
got,
That shit from Whole Food too. Is that Whole Food?
This comes
From
from
Walmart? Giant, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that,
get it
oh.
At the morning about 8, then we pass it out.
No shit.
Yeah,
Every morning,
Nah, Mondays and Wednesdays.
Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
God damn. I missed that. Yeah, you said 8 o'clock they be getting that free food.
No, we been here about 10.
Monday.
And Wednesday. And where you school from?
I bought this shit offline. 600. Brand new too. I want you to see all that fucking food. And I want you to see that nobody's in line for this shit. Nobody's in line for this shit. All this shit.
All the good stuff.
Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody in line for the food, man. Ain't nobody in line for that motherfucking food, nigga. I got in line. It was maybe 2 people. It was so few people in line. I got on the bus when I got off this motherfucker. The bus driver said, "Man, can you go get me some of that free shit?" He said, "I'll hold the bus for you, nigga. Just go get me some of that free shit." I said, "All right, shit. You sure?" I said, "I'll be right back." Went and loaded up some more shit for another man, the bus driver, and we rolled off. What I missed? God damn. Ain't nobody out there, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
God damn.
this is all we got left, but I don't know if you eat salad. These are salad kits, right?
Yeah,
So we
I
got
don't really
everything
be
in
eating
it.
no salad
Yeah.
like that and shit.
Yeah, it's all
What all they got in there? What's this? I don't want no spring.
got,
That shit from Whole Food too. Is that Whole Food?
This comes
From
from
Walmart?
Giant.
Right there.
Giant,
right. Oh, that. Oh.
At the morning about 8,
Sweet
they pass it out.
potatoes. No shit. Onions, sweet potatoes, onions, cabbages, salad mixes. In case you want to eat a salad, you don't want to chop this shit up yourself. They had it for you. And you hear this guy talking about it's a food desert. Shit, this is Martin Luther King Avenue. Yeah. He said they
And I think that's
home.
really important. And I know that, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here, right? I'm sure that there are organizations that are working towards kind of closing that gap in terms of.
Nigga, you got grocery stores that the YNs done fucked up. The dope heads, they go in that bitch, eat the food, and leave it there like rats. Just leave the bag. Then you got niggas stealing, so now your grocery store got security. You don't like that. But you want to look past that shit, nigga. And you want farmers market, nigga. You broke, nigga. You live over here by me, nigga. You got to be broke. You can't afford the farmers market that these rich white folk be shopping at here in D.C., nigga. Take your black ass in that giant. Where the fuck John Galt go? Go through security, nigga. Right? Go through security. Go through that goddamn ghetto ass parking lot and take your black ass in there and go shop. And when you get you some money, you move to a nice neighborhood where you don't have to live like that. But there ain't no fucking food desert, nigga. And these niggas, the goddamn that's in front of these fucking carry-out nigga, they eat there every day. Right? Nigga, what? Nigga, you remember I showed you that motherfucking the niggas were right in front of the goddamn carry-out. They just chilling. And this nigga talking about we need to send some enforcement out there. Nigga, these motherfuckers ain't giving a fuck about that shit. Nigga, they ain't tripping about that food. Nigga, they eat that shit. Nigga, I clean up after these niggas. I see what the fuck they eat. Ain't nothing wrong with that goddamn food, man. Look, these niggas sitting out in front of the goddamn carry-out. Don't I have a picture of this shit somewhere? It might be in my book. I don't know. The niggas are sitting out in front of the carry-outs, bro. Just chilling. Where were they chilling? There's the train. Look, the niggas in front of the carry-out just chilling. Nigga got a chair. Nigga dragged him a chair, and you got this fucking nigger talking about we need to regulate these people harder. Why not regulate these niggers that are destroying everything a little bit harder? They got no solution, bro. Up in a fucking meeting, like just food deserts. All these, I wonder how you reconcile this shit. You see all these fat niggas, ain't no distended bellies out this motherfucker. Everybody eat.
The food desert that we live in, right? So just asking if people have any resources or know of folks
These
who are
niggas saying
doing
we
this
live in a
work
food
or
desert. There's a
the
grocery store
community
right around the
support.
corner.
I
But
know there used to be the
lady
Ward 8
that
Farmers
was on the
Market. I
stream
don't
the other night
know
said she don't want to go to the
if
grocery store
that's
because
still
it's like
going
a
on. I haven't seen
nightclub.
anything about it recently.
Yes, the Woody Farmers Market is still in effect. It will come.
Farmers market. Now I don't know how it is in your area, but here in DC, right, the yups, they shop in farmers market. They got money. They want that fresh shit, no pesticides, none of that shit, and they got money to pay for it. So on the weekends, like, in the nice neighborhood like DuPont Circle, someone said, John, you should go stream in DuPont Circle. Yeah, they have farmers market, real extensive farmers markets. Real nice. Motherfuckers come from out of town just go to them shits. And these niggas, they seen that the white folks got farmers market, and they say it's disparity. We don't have farmer market. So what they want are more or less subsidized farmers markets. Nigga, they opened up a grocery store right around the corner from here. And I profiled the little boy that was shot in front of the grocery store. Does anyone remember that stream? The fucking grocery store didn't last any time. It didn't last. It was a healthy grocery store. I think it was good food or something. Good food market or something. Didn't last. Let me see if I can find it. Good food market. I think it was good food. Good food. Southeast DC. It was a good food market. Good food market. Was it good food? Nah. Escape. It was good food market. I think it was good food market. DC grocery store. I think that was it. I think that was the name of that motherfucker. It's right around the corner here. When I go to say, here it is. That bitch went out of business. A community-focused grocery store is located in Ward 8. That's where these council meetings were. The grocery store is known for its broad selection of organic and local foods. But what happened to it? What happened to good food? Where is it at? He closed. Goddamn. Oh, that's another one. They closed too. Then they went to selling prepared foods before they long. They're no longer selling produce and other groceries due to financial challenges in the ghetto. So the people weren't buying that produce and shit. So they said, well, we just gonna start selling niggas prepared food like what they want. That's what they fucking want. That's what they do right here. They're waiting on this man probably to prepare them some shit, and they're gonna eat it right here, and then throw this shit down right there, bro. That's how it works. That's how it works. And meanwhile, this guy says he lives in a motherfucking food desert here.
Taking cash. It's craziness outside of there. The fruits all messed up. Besides that, like on MLK, we have these carryouts, we have these corner stores, which is fine.
So he said on MLK, this is MLK. These motherfuckers doing good business. He want to close these motherfuckers down. So he want to close them down, thinking that maybe if I can close them down, a yuppie grocery store would just open up, just sprout up out of nowhere. That's ooga booga.
But there's nothing healthy to eat. So when we talk about, things going
I just typed in
on,
the chat. What's wrong with the carryouts here?
in the neighborhood, right? Like, folks are hungry. Folks need
These niggas
nutrition.
hungry over here. He said they
And I think that's
hungry.
really important. And I know that, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here, right? I'm sure that there are organizations that are working towards kind of closing that gap in terms of the food desert that we live in, right? So just asking if people have any resources or know of folks
These
who are
niggas saying
doing
we
this
live in a
work
food
or
desert. There's a
the
grocery store
community
right
can
around the
support.
corner.
I
But
know there used to be the
lady
Ward 8
that
Farmers
was on the
Market. I
stream
don't
the other night
know
said she don't want to go to the
if
grocery store
that's
because
still
it's like
going
a
on. I haven't
nightclub.
seen anything about it recently.
Yes, the Woody Farmers Market is still in effect. It will come back June 7th.
Okay, yeah, that would be great to like get the word out for
See,
there.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't depend on a farmer's market. You got grocery store. Farmer's market is like boutique shit. You can't depend on that to feed your people. Right? As he said, it's gonna come back. Right now, it's not in existence. He said it's gonna come back June 7th or something. So you need a year-round solution and let farmers market be kind of a supplement or a complement to what you already got going on here.
Because I know that, a lot of my neighbors, we want to get fresh fruit. We want to talk about that stuff and make sure, the children have access to that as well. So just wanted to raise that point and make sure that we put that out there as being something that's really vital to the community.
Right. So I just want to be clear. No one here is attacking the carry outs, the corner stores. We're saying that we want the Department of Health to come and inspect so we can make sure that they are up to it.
Now, nigga, let me explain something to you. He want the Department of Health to come in and do some extra inspections because you must presume that they've already been inspected. They probably have an inspector grade on the motherfucking wall somewhere. They have said, this is what our grade is for this restaurant. And so now you got a black basically want to threaten or extort them by saying, we want to make sure that they have gone through refined regulations and inspections, right? It's the only thing working around here. And you want to sick the government on them. You could just stop going here. If you feel like the food is not healthy, go somewhere else. Let the market push him into providing more healthy options. But instead of them doing that, you listen to what he said. Yo, I'm going to sick the government on them. Now, you heard the little black boy call, want to rent a room for me the other day. First thing he talking about, the government, somebody could sue you. Right, nigga, nobody want to be bothering no motherfucking litigious niggas, no niggas that want to bring the government into their private affairs. If you don't like what I'm selling, you're not my slave, nigga. Go somewhere else. If you don't like what these carry-out men are selling, just go somewhere else. Put them out of business just by you choosing to go somewhere else. The niggas are gonna protest in Chick-fil-A up in Harlem. Why not protest this? If you don't like this, protest it. But what they don't want to talk about is they right next door is a liquor store. And the liquor store man so kindly, generously allowed them to paint a murder victim, that's that little girl, on this building, right? Shit, he been kind to you niggas, let you create memorials out of nowhere on other people's private fucking property, and your response to him and these other people is, we want to sick the fucking government on them. Because we create an environment where we can't have grocery stores and shit, and so we're going to go after you instead. What fucking sense does that make? It makes no sense. And these are the people, right, that are coming up with the solutions for these people. They have none, bro. They really have none.
I know what
You
folks
niggas
were
saying
doing
we live
this
in a
work
food
for
desert. There's a
the
grocery store
communities
right
and
around the
support.
corner.
I
But
know there used to be the
lady
4-day
that
farmers
was on the
market. I
street
don't
the other night
know
said she don't want to go to the
if
grocery store
that's
because
still
it's like
going
a
on. I haven't
nightclub.
seen anything about it recently.
Yes, the Woody Farmers Market is still in effect. It will come back June 7th.
Okay, yeah, that would be great to like get the word out for there because I know that a lot of my neighbors we want to get fresh fruit. We want to talk about that stuff and make sure the children have access to that as well. So just wanted to raise that point.
Nigga, I told you, man, listen, somebody sent me a text message this morning. Let me see if I can find this shit. Nigga sent me a text message this morning. He said, God damn, what is this? What is it? What is this? Is this a GoPuff now accepts EBT, nigga? What? GoPuff is accepting EBT? You can order groceries. Now I know somebody, but it's a delivery fee, John. Well, shit, they getting free goddamn groceries. What's a delivery fee? Hell, that's just cut back on the Air Jordans. The nails getting. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Let's see. Like, GoPuff. GoPuff. Let me send this shit to myself. GoPuff. EBT. Look at this shit. GoPuff now accepting fucking EBT. These niggas ain't got to leave the house to get out of the desert. And I'll pull it up in a minute.
And make sure that we put that out there as being something that's really vital to the community.
Right. So I just want to be clear. No one here is attacking the carry outs of corner stores. We're saying that we want the Department of Health to come and inspect so we can make sure that they are up to code. We want to make sure that they are up to code because if this is the food that we are being exposed to and that we have to eat, then we want to make sure that they are the best and healthiest options that we can have. Mr. John, you have a question?
Yes. Oh shit, they got me coming up. But before we get to that, let me show you this shit. Look at this shit. Damn, I gotta buy me a new USB hub. The fucking cable is fucked up. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Order with your Snap EBT card. GoPuff, nigga. GoPuff. What? Food does it. You can bring the food in though. By GoPuff, get the shit just delivered to you. EBT by way of GoPuff. Oh, somebody said zoom in. You want me to zoom in? all right. No, I'll zoom in on that motherfucker. Somebody sent me this shit this morning. Let me see. Zoom in. Can I zoom in on this shit? Damn. Let's see. Can I zoom in? Is it getting any bigger? Let's see. Oh, there it is. Food desert, not this motherfucker. Food desert. GoPuff. Damn near 24 hours a day, these motherfuckers go order food. And look, wait a minute. I hope you saw this. I hope you enjoy free delivery on $35 plus Snap. That means free with EBT. That's what that means. Do y'all pay delivery fees? I wonder. Do you pay delivery fees? If you spend $35 more, do they still charge you delivery fee? Look at that. They get free delivery. Goddamn. And this man here telling me, but we live in a food desert, Mr. John. Not the welfare niggas. Maybe you, because you got to pay for the food. You want fancy shit. These people eating whatever the fuck they want to eat. No desert. Shop at the Giant, right around the corner on Alabama Avenue. And,
Okay.
I think, to be honest, if anyone would be honest, a lot of people don't like going into the grocery store because the parking lot looks bad. Then when you walk in there, it's like going into a prison or something. You basically, there's security with guns. It's partitioned off to walk in there. It's partitioned off to walk out of there. You got to show receipts. And again, you got to show a receipt to a person with a gun. Uh, it's not even like going grocery shopping. I don't think it's fair to call it a food desert. I think the bigger issue for us would be just to clean up that grocery store. There's nothing wrong with it other than the outside and the atmosphere where, for whatever reason, they feel the need to have armed security. That's the problem. It's not, we don't live in a food desert. I can walk right 2 blocks around the corner to a grocery store. It's not a desert, and we should stop saying that. It's just the
Yes, sir.
environment
I hear your
makes
point.
people not want to shop there. And he's gonna come in and he's gonna dance right over, gloss right over the real issue. And in the next stream, in the next video, you're gonna see them gloss over that mother pudding. They're gonna be explicit though. But I don't think they know what they're saying, honestly. I don't think they know.
Right. Well, what I will tell you is, from what I understand, that the reason why Giant has begun to take those safety measures is because that people steal out of the store.
People steal. Ain't nobody coming into this community to steal. The black people that live over here, that depend on this store, are being undermined by the black people that go in that store and steal. That's the real. Like when you boil it all down, that's what it really comes out to here. He can't say that, or maybe he doesn't understand that. And so now you got the nigga on the stream telling me it's a food desert. No, it's not.
And so, in order to try to reduce some of the theft, that's why they took those particular options. And we've also had a lot of other incidents that have taken place either in the store or in the vicinity of the store. And so, we would have to talk with the leadership at the Giant to see if there's any other measures that they may want to take. But from my understanding, and I don't want to speak for them, but this is just from my limited understanding, is that's why they go that route. But I'd want us to keep thinking about some other things as it pertains to health. And one of the things that I wrote down here was expand access to STD testing, or I believe it.
These niggas got a problem with teen takeovers. They were supposed to be addressing the summer crime wave. I guess if we can keep their dick from leaking, we will somehow solve a crime problem. So they're gonna go into a long soliloquy about how they can get STD testing in. The Walt Whitman Clinic. Ryan, you're in the audience. You know where the Walt Whitman Clinic is. That's the gay clinic up on 14th Street. You know what's so crazy about this? Let me see if I can show you. I remember seeing this shit years ago. I said, damn. Let me see. Oh, shit. DC. Watch. I want you to look at this shit. Look at this shit. Damn. It's gotta be a map. AIDS. Damn, do y'all get that feedback? Are y'all getting that feedback? Oh shit. Are y'all getting that feedback there? Are y'all getting that feedback or is it just me? Alright. I once saw a map of AIDS in DC. God damn. I want you to look at this map right here. The AIDS in Washington, D.C. So you see the dark numbers where the heavy AIDS are. And it's all over here. Over here. John Galt neighborhood. But then you go to the more affluent neighborhoods, go west. There's very little AIDS over there. There are pockets where no AIDS. No AIDS. Very little AIDS over here. this may be just STDs. It's just, oh no, this is new AIDS. New AIDS cases by zip code and ward, and so you kind of see large areas over here, 1,500 plus AIDS cases. But over here, they're down in the 400 plus by day. And I don't know when this was, probably a long time ago. It's 2016, yeah, I figured as much. So, you know, the AIDS, it lives over here in South. Anyways, though, they're back to talking AIDS testing.
It's STI testing now, sexually transmitted infections. How many people are familiar with Whitman Walker Health?
I need you niggas better get tested.
Anybody? I see you, Miss Myra. We're gonna come to that in a second. With young folks, with some.
Now, Whitman Walkman Health, which he's talking about, is located on 14th Street, Northwest DC, because they primarily deal with the white gay AIDS infected. They much rather deal with them than the black poor ghettos. So now what they're asking is the Walkman Clinic, Walt Whitman, whatever the fuck, hey, can you come over here to the ghetto and help us?
Some of our youth. But how many people feel like we need more education around sexually transmitted diseases?
How many people think we need more education around sexually transmitted diseases in 2025? And so this is why I was like very critical of CKJ3. He talking about he want to get niggas trading. I said, nigga, maybe they need to trade portion sizes from a big super-sized portion to a small portion size. Get them niggas learn how to trade down in portion sizes. Start there. These niggas can't even keep themselves from getting infected with diseases. And he talking about, God damn it, he want to have them trading places up in front of a computer, trading stocks. That shit's almost. CKJ3 want to have these guys right here, trading stocks. That's why I said, when I was on there with B-Break yesterday, these niggas talking about getting these niggas to trade stocks. I said, man, that sounds comical, bro. Yeah, they going all out for Pride Month because that's where the money is, bro. I was downtown yesterday, bro. Shit. This shit in all the commercial districts, bro. Pride flags up everywhere. Pride flags up everywhere. And someone said, tell King Shenard. Yeah, King Shenard. You and CKJ3 should form a conference, some kind of consortium where you could drag these niggas out from the corner store. He already got his chair. All you need is a table. And teach them how to trade. They'll still be catching STDs, but at least they'll be trading.
You can just put your thumb up or just leave something in the chat if we think that's something that we would want to increase.
So they're doing a poll basically in the chat. I'm gonna see if I can maximize the screen so you can see how many people say, yeah, we need STD tests. I say, yeah. If you niggas are catching them, you need to learn about it. We got to start somewhere. And if you're starting at the bottom, just teaching you niggas how to control your dick to keep from getting STDs. We can start there. But we're gonna have to tell Cuba to hold off on that rocket. Cuba and CKJ3, they got to hold off on going to the moon so we can keep these niggas' dick from leaking. How about that? It's gonna keep your dick from leaking. And so you see the thumbs up in the audience. I don't know if you can see it, but you do see at least one thumb up is going up. I put my thumb up. Someone said, yep. Let's see.
Some more education around.
So yes. Teach these niggas more. Yes. Everybody saying yes. Look,
and it's filling, not just to cut you off in regards to Whitman Walker, but they offer full services. So not just in regards to sexual transmitted disease or anything like that, or transgender reassignment, but they offer everything. So that means instead of using our emergency room as your primary care, they offer primary care services. They have a dentist, they have a pharmacy, they are building up the radiology. So a lot of people don't understand what Whitman Walker has. It's a lot more than just simply stating, about infectious diseases.
Yes, that's Ms. White, correct?
So what she's talking about here is it. what the Whitman Walker Government Clinic has. No, look, it's basically a government agency, right? Because they get government money to treat gay people, people with STDs and shit like that. And so the blacks are saying, hey, maybe we can get them to help us with our STDs. Most of us heterosexual, but still we catching fucking STDs. Maybe you can help us, Whitman Walker.
You know it.
Oh, okay.
You know it.
Do you think that we can do a couple of things here? Is one, create an opportunity for folks to go get tested, and also do some education about that, and then also expose them to some of the other services that Women Walker Health offers?
Oh, definitely. Lashana, our HOA president, works for them as a nurse practitioner. So we could definitely get her involved in that.
All right, so I don't want to load everything up in June, but can we say, can we get a day in July where, hey, we want to have a community STI testing day?
Yeah, I would try to put it for like the
Y'all
end of
niggas
July
get
because I
tested.
believe she's gonna be leaving.
Don't these niggas need STI testing now? If you got a community of people walking around with their dick leaking, bumps and shit on their lips and their pussies and shit, we need to jump on that ASAP, don't we? Can someone help me? Like, these people are leaking all out of their vaginal wounds and lesions and shit. And they said, well, we're going to get you that shit in July. July. That's 2 months from now. These people need help now.
An opportunity for folks to go get tested, and also do some education about that, and then also expose them to some of the other services that Women Walker Health offers?
Oh, definitely. Lashana, our HOA president, works for them as a nurse practitioner. So we could definitely get her involved in that.
All right, so I don't want to load everything up in June, but can we say, can we get a day in July where, hey, we want to have a community STI testing day?
Yeah, I would try to put it for like the
Y'all
end of
niggas
July
get
because I
tested.
believe she's gonna be leaving the beginning of July.
Okay. So for the minutes in the working document, I don't have a calendar in front of me. How about we go with July 22nd?
That's a Sunday.
July 22nd?
Mhm.
You sure?
I'm looking.
And then they went on to talk about basketball. Hey, guys, let me know how my mic sounds here. I'm playing with the mic here, making sure that it sounds a little better. Let me know how that sounds. Is that better, worse, about the same here? Let me know how that sounds here. And then they went on to talk about basketball. Damn, where's the basketball? I know they were talking about basketball. Let's see, where is the transcript here? Yeah, the basketball. They were talking about basketball, not midnight, but just basketball. And I think I figured out the mic issue there. Let me know if it still sounds good here. I think I had it on the wrong mic here. I don't know what the hell the deal was. But here's basketball.
Yeah, y'all. Maybe you all said like an art piece, maybe like a community day or a basketball tournament, like doing something that's
Basketball.
catered to the youth that's gonna wake them up,
They're
that's gonna
playing
like spark them interest.
basketball.
A photo session, a photo
They love that
contest, a TikTok
basketball.
contest, a basketball tournament just for the youth or young adults. Something that's going to get them
They love that
to
basketball.
participate.
All right. I'm going to ask Miss Adams to come off mute and share what she's talking about in the chat, please.
I'll jump
Basketball
in.
niggas.
I think
Okay.
she's having some tech issues. So what she's highlighting is the PODC program I think I mentioned early on. But what the program does offer is that those wraparound services, and it's broken down. It's a series of phases that participants can engage in terms of activities. It is incentivized. They receive a weekly stipend,
Money.
it increases incrementally with the completion of each phase. So phase one, I believe, was 125 a week. We have some others who are at 175 a week. Some are receiving $200 a week. And the award of your weekly stipend is contingent on, did you meet with your case manager, your therapist? Did you work with one of the workforce development partners and things of that sort? And we've been seeing some great, what I call success in terms of individual transformation. And so we are in the process of getting ready to open.
So what she's talking about here is basically pay the blacks. That's what she's talking about here. She's saying, look, we can pay them. You know what I'm saying? We've seen some success in that. Many cities run schemes now where they pay kids to don't kill people. It's fucking unbelievable. I know it sounds, but they do, and that's what they probably are leaning on here. We got some programs, which means money, that we can pay the kids and run these like midnight basketball type shits and make money.
Open up for our next cohort of participants. And so definitely Kristen would be your contact there. The other piece, as you all were talking,
I'm
we
putting
also
comments
offer,
in
and
the
it's
chat
free, and
here.
it's, we come to the community youth-based cognitive behavioral therapy, but it's not therapy, it's training and helping young folks understand the connection between their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors and how to break those cycles. It can be 4 or 8 weeks. It varies. It ends with a celebratory event and things of that sort. And so we've done it in Trinidad, various neighborhoods. We're right now wrapping up in Thorogood. Um,
And so right here, at this point, I highlighted a comment in the chat in the chat that they were having. It says, "I would like to discuss healthy eating / access to quality food." Again, they've more or less given up on like fixing their grocery store. They said we can't fix that shit. The YNs have taken over it. The young black women that I interviewed at the street interviews, they said they go to Virginia. They live right around here. They live right where the triple shooting where you saw me talk to the police officer. That's where they live. And they go all the way to Virginia to shop. They leave their whole damn neighborhood to go shop somewhere else. Fucking amazing.
Marshall, and this we've seen quite a great response in terms of youth engagement. And so that is something that is free and complimentary. So you would definitely just need to reach out to me or the organization, and we can set that up.
I got you. So, MD, if I'm correct, put in the chat, what about programs for children who are not at risk? And so I start off by saying we got children who are doing some marvelous things. And so I would definitely say some of the programming that we have, if not all of it, is open to all children, not just for children who are quote unquote deemed at risk.
But
And
here's the problem, bro. You can't mix children at risk with children not at risk. It's like oil and water, bro. I know it hurts to hear that. But you have to separate them. If you can't make the bad ones behave, create programs for them. And you're going to have to create other programs for the normal acting children. That's probably the only solution if you're not willing to address the bad children.
so, like, I do financial literacy classes with Industrial Bank twice a quarter, and we have the Intercostia Coordinating Council Bowling Initiative that takes place on joint base Anacostia bowling. We take the children bowling, we feed them, talk to them about not using drugs and leadership development. So we can create more opportunities for all of our children. They don't just have to be children who are at risk. The time is 7:41. I still want us to end on time. And I want to touch on something real quick before we end everything, and that is support for our seniors. And
Mm-hmm.
that support for our seniors, I'm sharing my screen. Hold up, my stuff is moving kind of slow. I believe Mr. Charles Turner may be with us. Charles Turner is the
And I think that was more or less it. Is hey, yo, we can't do anything with the teens, and at least we can protect the old people from, from the teens. And is there another one? There's got to be another video. Let's see. Where's the other one? Let me get the other one up here. Where is it on? That was from last night. That was last night. Let's see. Switch accounts. And it's here. And let me go to the live here. And we're going to get to the Diddy trial. We'll get there in a minute. We'll get there. You know, I saw a quote from Jamie Foxx, and I see that they're trying to get Trump to pardon Diddy. Yo, crazy. Yo, fucking crazy. Live here. Yeah, here it is. Here's the one from last night. This is around the corner from me again. I think this is in the building that what's her name?
To the wharf, causing problems in that area. We ask you all as citizens.
Let me play the one. We were on the Urban Landlord Clips last night. By the way, guys, if you have not subscribed to Urban Landlord Clips, make sure you subscribe to the Urban Landlord Clips here. Every now and then I'll just go live on the clips, so we put up a lot of our videos. They're clipped up, the edited pieces from the main channel. We put those here, but last night we just went live here, and here is the DC Council hearing here. Here we are, and I think they were slow in starting up. What is this the right channel? What? Wait a minute.
To the wharf, causing problems in that area. We ask you all as citizens if we happen to see just a large crowd that could be.
And that's the police officer talking. We're going to get the full clip here of him talking his shit. Again, what you will not hear is a mention of race anywhere. They can't mention that, even though it's their kids. They always talk about race when it's to their advantage, but they don't talk about race when it's out in front in everyone's face here. And this is it from yesterday. Let me close some of these tabs now so as not to slow me down. And it took them a few minutes to get up. Let's see. And they had the police officer up here early. I think he came here early.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, here he is. Yeah. Let's see, where's the police officer? Hopefully they hurry up and get started here. It's supposed to start at 6:30. Yeah, about 5 minutes late. Let me get to the, oh, here it is. Here's the police officer here. So this is the ward commander. He's the ward commander for this ward here, Ward 8, where there have been a couple killings. Let's see. Let me see if I can highlight. I walked up to the police at one of the shootings. Again, as a couple blocks away. And then there was another shooting, 4200, I think it was 4th Street Southeast shooting. I used to own an apartment building. Yeah, double homicide. And you're going to hear something interesting late in this video. Yeah, this is not Southwest, Northwest. What? Yeah. Is this it? All over the fucking place here. I used to own a building right near here, apartment building here. I'm not sure if this is it, but anyway, let's get back to the guy here. Here comes the police, the commander here.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How y'all doing?
Great.
Yeah, get started. Talk about last month. Want to jump straight into it. We had a busy month as far as shootings and homicides, especially getting the Memorial Day weekend off going into June. Other hot topic is also juveniles. I don't know if you all are aware of the juveniles that's been going down to the wharf, causing problems in that area. We ask you all as citizens if we happen to see just a large crowd that could be anywhere between 10 or more congregating at these metro stations. For us, that will be primarily.
His juveniles, as Richard said, ain't that now? You know he would know the straight up demographics of them. He knows the score, and he's talking to black people that also know the score. And listen to how these niggers dance around the elephant in the room. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing.
Anacostia, Metro, Alabama, and also to include Southern within our district. If you happen to see any juveniles in reference to that congregating, please call us. We are.
And do what are you gonna do? There is no loitering laws in DC. All you can do is ride by, wave, and look. You can't stop and frisk them. The blacks don't want you to do that. So call you for what? I don't know if you know this. Here in DC, police don't even show up for car wrecks anymore. Let that sink in. Nigga hit you, have a car wreck. The police do not show up. He said, if no one's hurt, we're not showing up. That's how it works. And so he's saying, hey, if you see some juvenile just standing around, call me. Well, what you gonna do though? You're not gonna do anything.
Approaching
you
the
can't do anything, nigga.
summer. School is about to be let out, so we're going to be dealing with a lot of juveniles as far as you'll see them more during those evening and night hours. We will be enforcing curfew. Also during the summer, we have a thing in our district, large gatherings. If you have any trouble and you see any drinking, any loud noise, please call. Don't let that discourage you. So that could be put on our radar.
It's not illegal to have large gatherings. Not illegal to have large gatherings while drinking. So what are you gonna do if a large gathering of Negroes shows up in your neighborhood? You know, call the police and they're gonna say, ma'am, they did not do anything wrong yet. Call us back when they've done something wrong. Then we'll do something about it. But until then.
So those were the biggest things coming in. We still have theft from autos, which is a big concern of ours, and we're still focusing on that. So please do not leave any valuables, anything that's expensive, or just in your car, just to make it a target. Other than that, that's what I have as far as this last month.
Because I ain't got no solution. I'm just gonna tell you what's going on and tell you what you need to do to protect yourself. But I have no fucking solution.
That just passed. And a couple months going forward, we will be on break. I believe you said to August.
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah. So,
can you give us an update on the incident, the juveniles incident, and
as far as the homicide occurred on May
23rd,
or
the 23rd, right? The double homicide there,
yeah.
the two youths.
Double homicide. It was actually 3 people shot. The deceased was a juvenile. Then we had an adult male, and then the third one that survived, he wasn't a juvenile. As of right now, it's still an open case, still active investigation. We have no update of that as far as that. The one that happened on 4254 4th Street, I believe it happened May 23rd.
And any updates on the Memorial Day shooting?
No updates on that. It's still an open case, still active investigation.
Nigga, they had 100 motherfucking witnesses at that triple shooting that I showed up to. You can see it on the stream while I talk to the police officer. He's just sitting there. His job is to just sit in his car all day. And he says, if I get out of my car, move around, if I meet on my phone, my commander rides by and just make sure I'm just looking straight ahead. I sit in my car and I just look there. So when niggas shoot, they assign police officers to sit where they were doing the shooting in case someone comes back for retaliation. And that's why there are really no solutions. There really is no updates, no witnesses, nothing. They really have to do all the investigation without any help from the community.
We have no leads on that.
We have no leads on a triple shooting. No leads. Good God Almighty. With 100 motherfucking witnesses. No leads, nigga. Unbelievable. Unmotherfucking believable, bro.
And what can you tell me about what MPD is?
And they didn't even press the nigga. I would press the nigga like, nigga, what you gonna do? You ain't got no leads. What are you doing? Is this just gonna be unsolved? Toward the end of this shit, they're gonna learn something real amazing here. They're gonna learn something real amazing toward the end of this stream.
Basically doing in terms of the area where the youth were shot, as well as
The youth.
college, Congress Park, and what's
Congress.
happening in those areas in terms of MPD presence, violence intervention, whatever's going on. What updates do you have on that?
So as far as those updates, every day we have several units assigned specifically to 4th Street, that area, and Congress Park, where they cannot leave.
Congress Park is the area where you can look on the stream. You'll see the video of me talking to the cop there.
Leave the location. We have at least 2 to 3 cars stationed.
You hear him say they cannot leave the location. Listen.
In Congress Park, where they cannot leave the location.
That's correct, mundo. Now a little bit later in the damn interrogator in the questioning, he's gonna say, "Oh, they're free to walk around."
We have at least 2 to 3 cars stationary and moving around the area. We have our special missions units from our district and from several districts coming over to just enforce those crimes. Anything that we see, traffic stops, anything that goes on. This is enforced every single day from the day work tour, evening tour, midnight tour. You should see police officers present within those areas with their lights on, just for retaliation or to prevent any other crime. We have resources from outside districts. As you all know, we have 7 districts.
So what he's saying is they're pulling in officers from other areas, primarily the white areas where there's not much crime, but the crime is spreading to the white areas, so they really spread thin. So he's pulling from the real white areas where there isn't much crime. And he said, "Come over here and help us with the ghetto kids."
So we have officers from 1st District, 2nd District, 4th District coming over to help with visibility and enforcing laws, specifically in those areas and any other areas where it might be retaliatory.
He bringing them all over here, and they're just going to other places, and like to the wharf and to the Navy Yard, to U Street, and just raising hell there. It's like playing a game of cat and mouse.
And are those officers engaged in the community, or are they just staying in their cars?
They should be engaged in the community. They should be in their cars. They should be posted, and they should be driving around, engaging within the community. They should be getting out of their vehicles.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Lieutenant. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Commissioner Holmes, do you have any questions?
No, we already talked about the shooting that happened in my SMD.
Is there anyone in the chat that has any questions?
I'm gonna ask a question here. Damn, let me see if I can get my hand raised. Raise my hand.
I'm sorry. The outreach coordinator for 7D is.
I just raised my hand, guys.
Beretta.
Yes, Officer Willis.
John Gate as a.
Okay. Thank
This
you.
meeting is being recorded.
No problem.
Mr. Gate. Mr. Gate, if you're able to speak now, if you have a question for the lieutenant.
Yeah, I live close to that double shooting that happened on, and I know it's not necessarily.
John Gate, you have a question for the lieutenant? You can unmute yourself.
Oh, am I muted? Sorry, let me see how to. Let's see. Am I unmuted here? Are you able to hear me?
Okay, well he's not speaking. So
you're able to hear me here.
He had his hand raised.
Mr. Gall?
Yeah.
You
Am I
can
on
speak.
mute? Am I on mute here? Are you able to hear me?
You're unmuted.
You can't hear me? Are you able to hear me? You can't hear me, no? I guess they can't hear me here. What the fuck did I do?
Hold on 1 second. Let's see.
I should be unmuted. Are you able to hear me here? I'm unmuted.
While we waiting.
Mr. Gall, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Put something in the chat if you can.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I said Gate. My apologies, Mr. Galt.
I can hear you. Put that in there in
Just
the chat.
one more thing, Lieutenant. For point of contact, is you or is there someone underneath you?
It's going to be me. As far as the lieutenant, we also have my captain that's above me, Captain 704. That is the
Okay, this is
Mississippi.
working. I guess he can't fucking hear me. Man. Hello? Are you able to hear me?
I see in the chat that you said you're unmuted.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me? I can hear you loud and clear. You might need to check. You might need to check what you have going on over there. I can hear you loud and clear.
Can you put your question in the chat, Mr. Galt, since we can't hear you?
Let's see if I can show you the chat. I think at some point I bring the chat up here. Is no witnesses. Is shootings. There's shootings.
We'll come back to you, Lieutenant Duncan. We'll come back to you. Once I get the question, I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Witnesses.
No, thank you.
And no suspects. I think they're about to read my question here.
Okay.
13.
What's next on the agenda? Because
Type this question in the chat.
my concerns are shootings of 100 witnesses and no suspects. Okay, Lieutenant Duncan says, my concerns are the shootings with hundreds of witnesses and no suspects shooting on 13th Street. I'm assuming he's speaking of the Congress Park shooting.
Congress Park.
Triple shooting. Triple shooting.
The one that was May 26th on 13th Street.
Yeah.
Homicide are working those cases. As far as that, we can say we have 100 witnesses and shootings, but once the investigation starts with those detectives, you don't know what's disclosed or what information are they getting in reference to those possible shootings.
He said that one of the officers told him he could not leave his vehicle.
And I will have to see what that is in reference to. Is he asking the officer to leave his vehicle to respond to a call, or what is the nature of him?
What was the nature of the interaction, Mr. Gall?
Just saying. No walking around. No engagement. I like that. So I had to end up typing my questions in the chat here. Yeah. So I'm typing in the chat.
He's stating he was just sitting there, no walking around, no engagement.
Well, I would need to know more. If he'd like to come in and speak to the watch commander or myself or file a complaint in reference to that, was he particularly watching these officers for how long a duration, or what was the nature of it? Like, did he know if they got out before or anything like that?
Now, basically, these guys can't get out of the car. They're told to just sit there. And he said it earlier. It's for retaliation, to make sure that no one comes back and retaliates at the scene of like these triple shootings and things like that.
He said his commander rides by and makes sure he's in car.
Yeah, the commander, myself, lieutenants, captains, sergeants, we all drive by to make sure the visibility is there and to make sure the car is there, but these officers can get out and engage and walk around.
Okay. Does that make it more clear for you, Mr. Gold?
I gotta find this transcript.
And then to put out another thing, with the recent shootings and everything that's going on, we do everything as a partner. So for safety reasons for that officer, officers have to be careful of just walking around by themselves.
Hey, that shit. If the officers armed with guns, pepper spray, trained to defend themselves, are scared to walk around by themselves, you got to be two of them. Then what are the rest of the people who in this city can't even fucking use guns? Hey guys,
Officers have to be careful of just walking around by themselves.
Hey guys, should I mention
They
race?
should have a partner with them
Should
if
I
they're
mention
walking
race?
around, just for the safety
Should I
of the
mention race,
officers
guys?
or what they.
So what he's saying is here, look, our officers in these black neighborhoods, they have to be so wary of the young blacks who don't like them that they can't walk around, even though they're armed, and regular citizens cannot be armed here in Washington, D.C. I definitely don't think there are many concealed carry people, definitely not on this side of town. So almost everyone carrying a gun would be carrying it illegally. And so he's saying our officers, they have to go out two at a time because they, it's too dangerous out here. The blacks in the neighborhood will shoot them, right, or attack them. So the only way we can get officer friendly walking around is you got to be two at a time, right? This motherfucker got a walkie-talkie. He could call hundreds of officers from all over the city, call the fucking FBI in. And yet one officer in D.C. is afraid to walk around the neighborhood by himself. Fucking amazing. Yet they expect regular, everyday citizens to walk around and not be afraid. Like that, it's a hell of an admission from him. And you're going to see some comments up on the screen. I hope I can show them. I hope that chat box is not in the way. Where they are talking about how the people don't want anyone, they don't want over policing in the neighborhood. And so I asked them, I said, well, what's the opposite of over policing? Wouldn't that be under policing? It's unlikely that you niggas are going to find the correct balance. So either you're going to overshoot or undershoot, one of the two. And I think in this case, they're probably undershooting in terms of protection here.
They might encounter.
Should I mention race, guys?
Okay. Mr. Gard, as Lieutenant Duncan stated that if there is a complaint that you want to make, you can go into 7D and do that. He also says, Lieutenant, that he's encountered, I guess, officers as well behind blue in their vehicles, sitting. I'm assuming that's what he's meaning by behind blue, cops just as well, sitting in their cars, not getting out or walking around engaged. But as you just stated, if they're by themselves, depending on what they're engaging in, they need to have a partner with them.
Yeah. Also, if he sees that officers behind blue or anything like that, it'd be great if he probably won't get the name up close. If he can get a tag number or anything of vehicle, or call the police. That way, call the 7th district that way, or the watch commander phone. That way, we can address it and find out who's actually behind that location or at those locations where it's closed.
Hold on for a minute. Damn. Yellow.
Hey, I was calling to check
Hey,
to see what.
I forgot to tell you, your own John Gall here. Go ahead.
Oh.
Just to give you a heads up here.
I was actually calling to see how you were doing because I know I probably wasn't as sensitive as I could have been
About what?
about the issues you experienced at the DMV.
Oh, about them niggas and shit. I ain't even mentioned that shit about them fucking niggas since I left. You know? Can you hear me, Lisa?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I ain't even fucking mentioned them fucking niggas since I mentioned it. But now that you mention it, I was just playing a clip from that Ooga Booga session that the DC council members, whatever the African nigga name, what the African nigga, Salim? Ooga Booga, you talking about Ooga Booga and shit, talking about basketball and STD testing and all this other Ooga Booga shit. And Lisa, you know what? I just got, you know that grocery store right around the corner from me, don't you?
Giant?
Yeah, the Giant, right around the corner from me, right? They said the blacks were on the in the meeting talking about they live in a food desert. But you do know that there is a grocery store right around the corner from me, correct?
Right, but what I don't know is, I don't know how big that area is. So how far out is that the only grocery store in Ward 8?
No, there's another grocery store right up the street.
Which one? That little place on MLK?
No, it's a Giant. It's a Safeway and a Giant. Yeah, one of both. And so the black man is on the council meeting talking about, we live in a food desert. We live in a food desert. And I'm like, bro, it's a grocery store right around the corner. And then, but you've been to that grocery store, correct?
Yeah, I've been in that grocery store.
And when you pulled up in the parking lot, what did you think about the grocery store?
Well, the parking lot was dirty.
The parking lot was dirty.
A lot of trash.
A lot of trash in the parking lot. That is what she said.
Parking lot by trash.
And so the blacks don't necessarily live in a food desert. That food desert is just trashy. Is that a fair statement?
I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if that's if that was what he meant.
Well, but there are grocery stores around here. And he doesn't want to shop there because the blacks have created an environment where it's not a great place to shop. Correct? But it is a grocery store. Like, no one, you would go there before you starved, correct?
I don't know, but he didn't say he didn't want to shop there. And he didn't say he didn't want to shop there.
He did say he didn't want to shop
there.
I'm
not assuming that.
He did. He said we live in a. He said we live.
He's saying he doesn't want to shop there.
He said we live in a food desert.
I don't know why he's saying there's a food desert, but I can't just then assume that he doesn't want to shop there.
Well, but if you say you live in a food desert, right, and there is a grocery store around you, presumably.
Maybe he thinks there needs to be more that are closer to him. I mean, I have 4 grocery stores I can walk to. Maybe he feels like he needs to be in that kind of situation.
Well, if he wanted
and I can walk to Walmart.
Well, if he wanted that, he could move to your neighborhood, correct? He could just move to your neighborhood if that's what he wants for a grocery store. But he moved over here, and there was only 1 or 2 grocery stores, and he's complaining that there are not enough nice grocery stores. Right, that's what he's saying. There are not enough nice grocery stores, and it should be like DuPont Circle over here.
I don't think it. I mean, I don't think it's fair to assume that that's what he meant.
But if
because he also could have just meant maybe he wanted more, maybe he needed something that were a little bit closer to him. Because like I said, I can walk to 4 grocery stores.
Yeah.
And so if I move somewhere new, and I'm so used to having grocery stores close to me, maybe I'd be like, oh, this is a food desert. I'm not saying it's logical.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's fair to say he doesn't want to shop there because it's not nice.
Yeah.
Since he didn't say that.
Well, I think he did come in and say that, it's not nice. He said they weren't taking cash one day. He just complaining. But these are the downsides of not having a lot of money in D.C. or anywhere. That you're not going to have a bunch of grocery stores. You're not going to have nice grocery stores like you would have in a nice neighborhood. And these blacks are trying to recreate the wheel and get farmers markets and shit like that, instead of just improving the grocery store that they have. But to improve the grocery store that they have, they would have to confront the young blacks, and they don't want to do that. They're the ones that are creating the problems in their neighborhood. They're the reason why probably the grocery stores don't want to locate around them. And it's so amazing that they have just overlooked the young blacks. Matter of fact, they never even mentioned the word black.
They never mentioned what?
They never mentioned the word black. Right? Like
discussing the grocery stores?
In terms of all the crime, the violence, we had the police chief who would know that he would know the demographics.
You didn't mention black either.
I did mention black. I did.
You did? I thought you didn't.
Yeah, well, in the second meeting, I mentioned black. Like, and all of these people know. Well, the fact that they didn't mention it is really what's most amazing. They can't be serious about it.
I was saying in terms of the grocery store, I guess they could go and clean up the parking lot themselves.
They could clean up the parking lot themselves, correct? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
They could do that.
This lady walked around my neighborhood. The whole community actually picking up trash. Old elderly lady. Gives her something to do.
But the blacks have destroyed their grocery store, and now they're saying, build us another one. Bring us food markets, farmers markets, like we live in an expensive neighborhood or something. as if the same blacks that destroyed the existing grocery store would not destroy anything else that comes after that. I mean, like they just don't seem to have the logic there. And so one of the people killed in one of the double murders over here was a former ANC commissioner. Can you believe that?
One of the people who committed the murder? Is that what you said?
One of the murder victims was a former ANC commissioner. In other words, he would have been up here on this panel avoiding to talk about race, and he got his dumb ass killed for it. You want to look away, nigger? One of them bullets gonna catch your dumb ass. He looked away. He probably was up here making excuses. He clearly did not solve the problem because his ass is dead. And so he was one of the two dead. And so when these niggers found it out in the meeting, they like, what? He was a former committee. That could be me. they were like, that could be me. Let's see if I can find the transcript where the guy's like, yo, he was a former ANC commissioner himself, got himself killed. And then you know what else was so interesting, Lisa? You know what's so interesting? This shit blew my mind right here. This shit really blew my mind, guys. And I'm gonna let you guys hear it, but I'm gonna tell Lisa. You know what, Lisa? I want you to hear this shit. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna unplug and replug in. I'm gonna get my Bluetooth right here. Phone so Lisa can hear this. So I only have to play it once. There it is. I guess it gets like flooded or something. Okay, pair. All right. There we are. We're paired up. All right, so here's a clip I want you to listen to. Let's see, here it is right here. Listen to this, Lisa.
One of the I assume is a current survivor. I don't know any current status of the individual at this point in time, but the last I heard, they were surviving or had survived. I don't know what condition they're under. Was a former commissioner of this ANC. The victim.
Did you hear that shit? Nigga, one of the survivors of a triple-double in basketball. I think they would call it a triple-double. One of the survivors was a former ANC commissioner. And you talk about, nigga, if you don't solve it, these niggas might solve your ass. They solve all your life's problems. And they almost solved all his life's problems. He running around here looking away. They just churring. He don't see that brown skin they got.
Was also a former commission, but I do not. I am not aware of them being serving on this ANC as ANC 8E. I believe they served on ANC 8C or B. I'm not certain. One of the victims was a commissioner. But one of the victims was a former commissioner on this commission.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Fucking Lisa. Like, these fucking niggas, they want to look away and then get their motherfucking ass injected with a lead shot. They want to look away. I bet you if you ask that motherfucker, say, hey, man, who doing all the shooting, nigga? I don't know. Juveniles. Jury. Who shot your black ass? Juvenile. Jury. Fucking niggas. These fucking niggas are really amazing. You know what else was funny in this whole fucking shit, Lisa? Oh, this might have been the funniest thing of all. Mirror, mirror on the wall. What was the funniest shit of all? And this might have been the funniest shit. Oh. Let me see. Yeah. I think this is it right here. Yeah. Let's see. You know, my tenant, Omar, right? And you know, Omar runs a smoke shop for the Arabs. And say what? Say what?
He runs.
He runs a smoke shop and a bar for the Arabs.
Okay.
But over here in Southeast, they let a nigga run the bar. They let a nigga run the smoke shop. I'm sorry, there is no bar. And this nigga started selling drugs, cocaine, methamphetamines and shit, and got one of the few establishments down on that little corridor closed down. And so what this lady is talking about here, I'll let you listen.
They were closed
Our
all
commissioner's
last
report.
week.
Okay. Commissioner
We
Wells.
didn't have any services,
So that's
no
pretty
maintenance,
much what I'm dealing with right now. Outside of the fact that
so I'm told
we do
that
have
new management company is supposed
Hold on, there was two
one
strings.
that is a little deceiving because they have a church, the former church that was there. They still have the banner out there. So they said there was an email sent out last year sometime, and I don't know. However, so yeah, that's what's going on in 8E01. So that's pretty much all I have today. Thank you.
So what she's talking about, they're gonna talk about a little bit more, is that niggas are running weed businesses where a church used to be. Now that's very interesting. And now she's complaining about it. But I remember just a few years ago when niggas was, we need marijuana to be legalized. Okay, now it's legal. But ain't nothing the police can do now. Ain't nothing the police can do now. The niggas are exercising their entrepreneur activities. You said it was, if we make it legal, we're gonna bring out our best entrepreneurs. You've been locking our entrepreneurs up in prison. Okay, now it's legal. And look at this these niggas, these night-shaped motherfuckers. They wanna complain now. They couldn't foresee what was coming. They need a nigga like John Galt to tell them, that's the last thing you probably wanna do in your neighborhood. You don't want niggas willy-nilly selling reefer. Maybe in a white neighborhood, but not in the nightshade neighborhood.
Working on parking at Covenant House, since they're still under construction here at the primary location. In addition to that,
Is her issue that it's a weed business, or is her issue that it's an illegal business?
Well, it's probably a little bit of both.
Setting up shop illegally. Huh?
She ain't gonna like it if it's fucking legal. See, these niggas don't know what they asked for. They didn't. They thought that this was gonna be their ticket, their salvation. That this was gonna close the wealth gap. They thought it was
this
gonna
lady, that may not have been that lady. The lady may not have been pushing for to make weed legal.
Well, her people were. The people
I didn't push to make weed legal.
The people that speak for her, they couldn't think better. They couldn't think. They couldn't fucking think for her. She needed these people to think for me. Think for me, people. Think for me. They couldn't do it. They just thought that niggas would just be able to go from street entrepreneurs to like business men. They're gonna be in business now. But she didn't know that they still didn't have the organizational skills, the temperament, the long-term planning, all those things that go into running the business. She didn't think. But she did get, what she did get though, was that the young boys smoking reefer, as she walks in her grocery store, they're there. And ain't a damn thing you can do about it. That's what you got out of the whole deal. Weed is legal and you don't like it now. They thought these little niggas, these little nightshade niggas who be wrapping up reefer in plastic bags and aluminum foil were gonna be sometimes some big entrepreneur.
Wells alluded to the cannabis shop popping up in our ANC. I'm going to employ all the commissioners to read your emails. I know you get a lot of them. I got a lot of them. I probably got, 2,000 or 3,000. Probably, I don't know how many I have. We get a lot. And you got your day job, you got your personal business and everything else. And I know we're volunteering in this capacity, but we took on this role to volunteer and to be representatives for our community. So read your emails, check them, read them, delete them, bypass them, check them quickly, check them on the go. Because the last thing we want to do is have something that is unwanted in our neighborhoods popping up. And
I thought they wanted
us not
marijuana
being
to be.
aware of.
I want you to read what's on the screen here. So I said no mention of race. We have to be honest. They're all black kids. I'm black, by the way. The ANC 8E officer, he said, I understood. It's a serious issue. And here's where he hit the nail on the head, Lisa. Here's where he hit the nail on the head. Yo, he killed it right here. He killed it. And again, like, they don't know what the fuck they saying. They just calling out words. But he said it. He let it be known. He says, unfortunately, there are so many police officers on the street. There are only so many police officers on the street. And there's the issue of the community not wanting to be over-policed. I said, oh, okay. Okay. You shoot high or you shoot low, nigga. One of the two. You either gonna over-police or you gonna under-police. And these niggas have chosen to under-police because they can't get the balance right. So they're going to choose one, and they've chosen to under-police. And that's what I asked him. I said, would they rather be under-police? If they don't want to be over-police, then they're going to have to be under-police. That's the only other option. He didn't answer that question, but I think we got to the gist of it all here. Is that the blacks that are looking for law and order, they're being vetoed. Their wishes and their desires are being vetoed by the blacks that do not want their children over police. That is what the police officer said in the chat. You can read it there for yourself, and you understand that these are the people that's dictating how things are going to go down in the communities. The ones that do not want their children over police there. And that is as simple as that. What do you think about it, Lisa?
Well, I agree with you. I think it creates a problem if you don't want, you're concerned about, it's hard to find a balance between over-policing and under-policing.
Yeah.
And so the problems that they're having, if they're pulling back on the police force, well, then, it's just, what can you do?
Yeah, what can you do? That's why I say there are no solutions there. Until they can be honest. Until they can be honest and until they can side with the people that would rather be over police. And that comes with the benefits of not having children out in front of the stores, smoking reefer and selling drugs all day. They have a choice to make. And as it stands right now, they've chosen to be under police as it relates to their children. And so the consequences are downstream from that. It is as simple as that. But I thought it was interesting how they're having problems.
One of the problems
Oh, hold on. You stepped away from the phone for a minute. Go ahead.
are responding for our support the people that they're over.
You stepped away from the phone for a minute.
Making this conflict.
You stepped away from the phone for a minute.
And yet, not saying that everyone is respectful to the police, but sometimes also just the way the police may question people. People may feel like they're being harassed. Innocent people may feel like they're being harassed. And so there's going to be resistance.
Yeah. Anyway. Say what?
Did you hear me? Or just the last?
No, you were breaking up a little bit. I didn't get a chance to hear everything you said there.
Sorry, I was saying that one of the challenges that you have in terms of over-policing is, I guess you have disrespectful attitudes from some people in the community being disrespectful to the police, but then also sometimes the police not being professional.
Yeah, you got that too. You got it on both sides there. Ultimately, I think they've chosen to say we'll deal with the children versus you over policing our children. You know what it's almost equivalent to? It's almost equivalent. When I went to school, we had corporal punishment. The teacher could actually whoop your ass right there on the spot. And if she didn't want to whoop you, she could send you to the principal, and he would whoop your ass in the school. No witnesses, other than maybe a staff, but your parents would not be there, and your parents had to be okay with it. And all of the parents pretty much were okay with it. And if you didn't want to get your ass whooped, you behaved. And those were the choices. And I think that those are ultimately going to have to be the choices for these kids. I mean, we're at the point where they were trying at 2025. They were suggesting that they should teach the kids about STDs to help with crime. I mean, if you're that down bad, where you got to teach them STDs, then as I said to you earlier this morning.
Is that what they were saying, or that topic just came up during the meeting?
This was a summer crime meeting, right? This was a summer
right, but
right?
I mean, you can go off topic.
Well, I think this was a topic, or this was at least a suggestion, right? And so, if nothing else, it was a suggestion. And so, yeah, let's hear this. Damn, I don't know if I have it. Let's see, STIs. Okay, yeah. Let's see, I think I have the STIs. I mean, they jumped into that real quick. Let's see, ever get started here. Jesus Christ. Let's see.
You have it up there, Commissioner? Are we good? You can start? Okay. Testing.
Oh, no,
Testing.
I thought he was talking about testing here.
Right,
STD testing.
This is directly behind Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your patience. We apologize for the technical difficulty. We do not have a
They were talking about STD testing here. As you can see, no one
hybrid
there.
person that's being able to monitor the hybrid this evening. So we're trying to do double duty to try to get it on. And so Commissioner Moody will be moving back and forth to try to assist us in that to get everything together. So bear with us and be patient, and we will get started. So we're going to call the meeting to order at 6:45.
Or was it the last meeting?
And we can go ahead and call the roll, Commissioner Moody.
Oh, was the one with Celine?
Okay. Commissioner Wells.
Commissioner Wells present.
So you heard that. So you heard the STD one, right?
I heard the STD. Yeah, I didn't hear that they were suggesting. I'm not saying I didn't miss it, but I just didn't hear them mention that this was a way to fight crime. It just seemed like something that they brought up to discuss during the meeting, even if it wasn't related to the overall topic.
But you would agree though, like if these people are still having trouble preventing STDs, like they're in a real bad way.
Change the health. And one of the things that I wrote down here was
hold on.
But I'd want us to keep thinking about some other things that pertains to health. And one of the things that I wrote down here was expand access to STD testing, or I believe it's STI testing now, sexually transmitted infections. How many people are familiar with Whitman Walker Health?
I need you niggas better get tested. I mean, like, is this not ridiculous? Like again, back to what I'm saying. If you're worried about STD testing in 2025, you got to teach young adults that. Like, you're a long way from trading stocks and bonds. Would you agree with that?
I think you can teach both.
You think you teach both? You know what's interesting about this is.
And I say that because when you mentioned to me about teaching this about trading, you mentioned 8-year-olds.
Uh-huh.
Well, 8-year-olds probably don't know a lot about STDs anyway. So you can teach them both.
Have you ever heard of King? Listen, the little boy King.
The little boy King?
Yeah.
From where would I know this little boy from? Is he someone famous?
Yeah, I guess he's somewhat, hood famous. This is King, Lisa. I'm not sure if you're watching. But this is King Hustle Cartel, little bitty boy. He's a little boy. And where is King? Here's King right here. Oh, is that his name? Tacky Willis? Is that his name? Where's the little boy at? Yeah, he's on here somewhere, Little King. I don't want to show no video. Let's see. This is the little boy, I guess.
Man, y'all know what it is, man. We outside. Big Woody, Cartel, Lil King. We got the hottest song of the summer. Oh, you can't stop the fucking hustle. How you doing? They can't stop the hustle. They can't stop the
Where's the
hustle.
little boy?
Damn, they can't stop the hustle. Made $1 million deal. I got it off the muscle. We taking over the.
Where's the little boy? There's a little boy that's in the group with them. Where the little boy at? Because they say they mentioned him. Where's Lil King? But anyway, this little boy, I'm sure he knows all about STDs. He may have had one by now. The little boy, he's like 12. This is him, though. This is him right here. This is King. You never heard of King, though, Lisa, huh? Let's see. This is King. These little boys are growing up fast, Lisa. Look at him. Look at him.
Tell him. Okay. I ain't scared of Queen City, one thing about it. Them niggas scared of you. I ain't scared of you. I'm from River where we can bet anything. I'm going to block. We can bet 500, 600, 700. I bet my whole pocket with you.
That nigga don't stop, man. You flex up.
Bet my whole pocket with your pocket.
Fuck it.
My way of doing it. Fuck it.
It's Queen City, let me see something, little nigga. Tell him. Okay.
I ain't scared of Queen City, one thing.
There's a little boy at least. He grew up fast, don't they, in the hood. Flashing money. Talking about women and rapping and shit. And his only influence is this silly nigga with the dreadlocks in red. And then we got CKJ3 and people in the audience talking about, we need to teach them how to trade. And niggas, other niggas on the internet talking about, we're gonna help these little niggas build rockets. I said, man, the fucking streets that they live on is nasty. Cast down your bucket where you are, man. Clean up your nasty ass streets and in front of your grocery store. So you don't live in the desert anymore. These niggas wanna go to the moon. They wanna flee reality and go to the moon. They want to STD test and do midnight basketball. Fail solutions from the past, right? Like, it's just like the outer solutions here, Lisa. And the hustle cartel has more to offer these kids than the greater world around them. Look at this little boy. He got money. Gambling, whatever the hell he doing. His future is probably brighter than most of these little kids. Like these people right here. His future brighter than theirs. They ain't got as much money as he had. They don't have thousands of followers on the internet like he does. Their future is very bleak right here, Lisa. Very bleak. I don't know if you can see it, but their future is very bleak right here. Anyway, Lisa, I'll let you go. I know you're busy. I always enjoy you, Johnny. People always enjoy you, Johnny.
No.
You had something to say before you go?
No, I was just like, over.
Oh man, that issue with DMV, boy, that set my whole fucking day off. I said to you before I went in there, I said, damn, you go in early, it's a black, you go in late, you gotta deal with a black. I said, what would be the odds? It'd be my luck. Some wig head black African looking woman. I'd have to encounter her. Of all the people in that motherfucker.
Once you realize you had the documents you needed, I think you should have put up with this.
You think I should have done what?
I think you should have just gone back. Once you realize that you had the document.
And then what? See her dirty, dark, black ass face again?
Well, at least you just be done with it. Instead of getting so angry and then getting angry at the people at Walmart.
I didn't get angry at the people in Walmart. I didn't say a word at Walmart.
Well, you were calling them names and stuff.
Well, I called them what they are.
You said it. Okay, but it was unnecessary. I mean, you showed up there trying to return something, no box. Talk about, I think I got a receipt in my email.
I did.
And I had previously had an issue. I had told you about an issue where I couldn't return something without the manual. Something we had to clean the floors that Mark wanted. And still, you calling the people at Walmart all kinds of names.
You know, they
Just because things didn't go well for you at the DMV.
I mean, it's just, you know, it always compounds. You know, the sins of the father. You got to deal with these, you know, that 1,000-yard stare. They reveling in telling you no and shit. You know, I don't know, it just piss you off. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are they always at the critical points where you need to get something done? There's always some fucking nigga right there that, you know, who ain't gonna do this job. They just don't want to do shit. So you be like, no, it can't be done. That's it. And look, somebody knows somebody dealing with Nightshade DMV in the morning. They in the early morning, cranky morning. Yeah, they don't want to be at work. And try to deal with it in the afternoon, they ain't cranky, ready to get off mode. You just can't. Yeah. I might have to go to the foothills, West Virginia, damn near West Virginia, to get some service dealing with these blacks. You know, hell, listen, Lisa, I don't know if I told you a story. It was a white man down in Atlanta. He got robbed, and he went back to the robber. He said, "Hey man, you can keep all the money. Please don't force me to go to the DMV. If I can just have my license back, you can have all the money. You can have all the things." And the nigga shot him. And when I read the article, I said, that nigga must be from DC, because DC gotta have one of the worst damn DMVs. And damn if he wouldn't. And they took that white man to Grady Hospital, which is like an indigent hospital in Atlanta. And his family had money, and so they brought him back here to DC, flew him, you know, airlifted that motherfucker. He was in critical, and he died here. But when I read that, I said that nigga just wanted his ID, like he was willing to die for that motherfucker, because he didn't want to suffer the indignity of going down to DC DMV, and he died for that motherfucker. DMV. I was talking to you this morning. You remember what we were talking about, Lisa? We were talking about HBCU registration, right?
Yeah, I remember.
And you said Hampton registration was terrible. Remember that?
You asked me if we had problems.
I asked you what?
If we had problems.
Yeah. And what did you say? You said yeah. Right.
I said yeah.
Yeah. And Tuskegee had problems, and Morehouse had problems. They all had problems. Like, they just can't figure that shit out. They have not been figured out as of yet. Maybe they figured it out now. I doubt it. And the DMV is one of those areas where the blacks run that motherfucker. It's just, in almost every major city, the blacks are in charge of the DMV, and it's like it's a place where you just don't want to go. And when I saw that black woman in DMV, and I said, damn, 2 for 2, I go in that bitch 2 times. And so the second time I go in that motherfucker, I was getting hot. I said, every time I come in, the black woman told me one thing, then you telling me another thing. Some fucking Indian woman. We all brown. I said, God damn. Can't get away from this Democrat propaganda bullshit. We all brown. That was the Indian woman told. We all brown. Incompetent. Defending incompetence. That's what we got right there. An Indian and a nightshade and probably some Spanish, Nepalese and shit, and then you got third world DMV. Third world fucking DMV there. Yeah, how am I? That's how I started my day off, ladies and gentlemen. Dealing with the third world. Someone said Indians are super woke. Yeah, this is shit. As soon as I say the word black, that motherfucker, we all color. People of color. Whew, Lisa, I tell you, boy. Lisa, this world, it made me want to move out into the woods sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. God damn. I'm like, be brave, right? I bet you be brave and go in the fucking DMV and get his shit home. Wherever the fuck be brave live, he ain't dealing with no fucking cross-eyed Indians, wig-wearing niggas and shit. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? What the fuck? Let me look at that article. That motherfucker got killed down there in Atlanta. Man robbed in Atlanta, asked for license, shot. I think this is it right here. This is it right here. Somebody said, look at the post office. Shit, I used to work for the post service. I know how incompetent them are. Listen, when I used to work for the post service, you know what the post office workers used to do? Some bitch would they would jam up the machines so that you would have to get in line. Seriously, they would catch the motherfuckers, jamming the machines, so that you would have to get in line. Let's see. Oh, I found it. Nigga, I don't forget shit. Listen to this. Listen to this shit, Lisa. Atlanta police were called here at West Brookhaven Drive. When they got there, police found 3 people who were with the man shot, who told them they were leaving a wedding reception at the Capital City Club and waiting for an Uber. Police said that 4 were watched by 2 men, blacks. One of them got out and pulled a gun on the group. They all gave up their cell phones and other valuables, including the wallets. The robber, he said, okay, thank you guys, and he started walking back to the getaway car. But one of the victims started to follow, and that action sparked violence. The gunman turned and fired a shot, hit the man in the stomach. They weren't calm, but they said officials believe the victim may have tried to reason with a nigga that just robbed him. Have mercy. He didn't know niggas. Nigga crazy enough to pull a gun on you and rob you in a public space? Ain't no reason with that nigga. That nigga act first, think later. Officials believe the victim may have tried to reason with the gunman to make a request to get his license back. God almighty. He didn't want to go in DMV and face them black ass niggas in DC. And he got himself killed over it. There's the white man now. Where's the white man? White man, you got yourself killed over some Negro incompetence at the DMV. And that's what, when you had to go to DMV, Lisa, that's what I feared right there. And when I saw them 2 blacks serve me back to back, I said, fuck all this. They can have that shit. Nigga, I go buy another. I ride a fucking bike and walk before I let some black ass weave wearing motherfucking nigga talk down to me. I swear for God, I walk miles, nigga. I'm not letting no fucking black ape-like niggas, low IQ motherfucker talk down to me because some government done created some functions low enough for her ass to figure that shit out. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not fucking dealing with no fucking niggers. Period. Nigga, fuck that. I get around just well, nigga. Fuck that. I'm not dealing with no motherfucking niggas. No black ass, ugly ass. You should have seen that ugly ass black bitch. Talking to me like I'm some motherfucking low-life ass nigga. They done made up a fucking job for this black bitch. That's early in the morning. That's enough fatigue to make a motherfucker go crazy. And then you hear these niggas in the fucking community meeting talking about they need STD tests. Nigga, your dick's leaking? And then the nigga said, we'll try to get it done by July. So his dick gonna leak for another month? Bitch, you gonna have lesions coming all out of her pussy for a whole nother month? They not even serious, man. Like, these people are fucking jokes. Anyway, I'm pissed off. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Guys, support the channel. Yeah.